Hello everyone, welcome back to another video today. Today's video is going to be what if Izuku Midoriya had a Knight's Quirk, part 3. So yeah, my headache's gone. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into this video, guys. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys into the video. Okay, now where I last left off, Izuku has selected his knights for the ceremony. The worker people so yeah. Izuku was about to sit on the throne when the now new worker knights just stood up and raised their sword against him. Sir, I am loyal to the throne, but this is dishonorable amongst my family. We honor the code of Bushido. But I really hate that you're doing this. How is it dishonorable? You're taking us to the battlefield, and the military is not just about fighting. You also have a very important job, and that's why I choose selective of you. Apollyon's the exception. A lot of the knights I picked were weaker, but are weaker than you guys. And why are workers, shouldn't they? Workers have to be strong to carry heavy loads of materials and crates, cargo for when we go to battle. You guys play a very important job. Then why are we chosen to actually go into military training? Stop. It's not dishonorable to go into military training to not become a warrior. You still are a warrior. You never stopped one. You military workers are one of the strongest forces within the military. The knights cannot compare to you guys. Military workers go into battle to conquer land for the kingdom, for the Midoriyan Empire. So please, lay down your weapon. The guy sheathes his weapon as guards were about to actually charge in at him. I'm sorry, my lord, my liege. I'm really sorry. It's okay. It's okay. I understand why you guys were angry. Even though you're wearing a mask to not reveal your expressions, I can still feel your emotions. Izuku bows to his worker knights as Izuku asks them to line up. They do, and Izuku asks them to get on their knees, and they do. Suddenly, Izuku knights them all. Wait, I thought worker. That's what they only tell rookies. Worker knights are knighted. They're just called military workers for short, but worker knights are a better term for them. I see, my liege. Off you go then. Start working for your kingdom. We all do the Midoriyan salute, which is a salute that Izuku based it off of the salute in Attack on Titan. And Izuku just gives a light chuckle. So yeah, the knights head in to actually start comparing for some campaigns. As Izuku has Apollo to follow him. So yeah. So if you guys been not knowing, Apollo and Izuku actually have a special relationship with each other. Through a few months that Izuku's been training her, they had their fun with each other. They had special training, special hardcore training. Yeah, he really worked her buttocks hard to the point she couldn't move for a whole week. It actually makes, but also that made actually for good training to actually fight while actually not being able to walk. So yeah, continuing on, Izuku kept on. So yeah, Izuku walked Apollyon outside as she looked upon a whole legion of basically that of a Roman legion of 3 Roman legions. This is all yours. I allow you to dub them whatever you want. Polly looked at her armor as she looked at it, at her new legion that was now at her command. The Blackstone Legion, as they all cheered for their name. A week later, Apollyon started handing out some flags for the Blackstones. As 3 legions walked out into where the gates are. Suddenly, their liege actually walks down the middle as Izuku is holding a flag that represents all 5 legions. My legions, you know your commanders well. You know your generals. Recently, I have noticed that we are now at war with an elven kingdom, or now known as the Elven Empire. From what I know, the people here came from 2 countries, the Polish Empire and the French Kingdom. We will take enough land so that we can take back the homeland of these people, of your people. Do you understand? All the legions just shout, yes, sir. My knights, ready your arms, as they all ready everything they have. Izuku points his sword out of the gates as it opens. Now, march on to the victory, as all the legions start running outside of the wall, as all of the civilians cheered and clapped. The worker knights smiled at this. So yeah, Izuku later, a few months later, Izuku has been getting good reports from Apollyon. She's invading a kingdom that has been enslaving African people, and has now broken through their main wall. So yeah, Izuku basically grabs a small dagger with a small yellow and black dagger as he stabs it through where Apollyon is. Izuku goes through several knives marking down the territories that they are claiming. As they claimed several kilometers of territory. They're marking down their territory via flags, not of the crowned kingdoms, or not of their kingdom, but of their legion flags. So yeah, Apollyon kept on fighting as as she was basically kept just the best fighter in Izuku's military, of the Midoriyan military. Izuku is impressed with the progress of Apollyon. As they start using the lining to actually make wall, as Izuku's soldiers start using the lining to make walls, so that they can know where. Basically, they're dubbing it. So yeah, what Izuku has is Walsina, as the thought of naming. So yeah, basically, the wall Izuku has is basically all come if you combine Walrose, Walsina, and Walmaria all together and get a perfectly round area and put it into England. So yeah, that happens, and then they make a bigger wall as they dub it Walrose. As one of their strongest soldiers, a friend of Apollyon named Rose has fallen while defending a bridge that connected their campsite to an enemy as the enemy charged at it. In the morning, she fell, and they took down the bridge, killing thousands of soldiers. As Apollyon cried as her friend just fought for nothing. Sure, she tried to actually take the bridge as land of the Midoriyan Empire, but she couldn't as the soldiers were too overwhelming. Basically, the bridge was 60 meters wide and basically 60 meters wide and 340 meters long. So yeah, it was connecting two canyons. So yeah, I had the bridge lit on fire as the archers were holding them back. By the time the other army noticed, the bridge has collapsed as armies try to run as the bridge is falling. Apollyon has declared the wall to be named Walrose, but due to politicians and all that, people started trying to downturn the name. But the king or the liege, Izuku, had the final say and named it Walrose to honor a brave soldier. So yeah. Basically, remember the image I put up with all Blackstone Legion flags around? Basically, that whole area is Walrose. So yeah, the Izuku's inner wall is Walsina. So yeah, Izuku just smiles as worker knights just bring back Rose's body. Izuku gives her military honors and the badge of freedom, as she was an escaped slave that came to the wall for protection. And she fought for the freedom of her fellow soldiers, comrades, and king. The Medal of Freedom is one of the highest ranking honors the king can give. So yeah, a worker knight came to Apollyon saying that the wall has been named Wall Rose. Apollyon just smiled as it was something really important to her. So yeah, anyways, Apollyon knew that the war was not over, as they had several other kingdoms that were coming their way. Not only have they actually taken down a military stronger than theirs, but they also have actually stopped a supply route to a fellow kingdom. And they had to go to war. Apollyon led the Iron Legion to fight. So yeah. Now, if you guys ever heard about Roka Drift, or something like that, you know, something I think somewhere said like the Zulus run about 50 miles. Basically, that's the Blackstone Legion. They're running 50 miles to actually get to the kingdoms. So yeah. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute, guys. So yeah, continuing on, Izuku and his soldiers. Well, not Izuku and his soldiers. Apollyon and her legion kept on moving forward in a forward charge to take more land. They knocked down another kingdom and basically broke down the walls to make it a part of Wall Rose. Stopping as they actually found the sea. Knowing that this could be a good spot for more resources, they basically take a big portion of land from the sea. Several kilometers. So yeah, I'm going to say 60 kilometers. Actually 60 miles wide. And 120 miles wide and 300 miles long wall for the ocean, for the sea that they have. So yeah, using some wood that they now gather, they start making boats for any sea-bearing attacks. So yeah, they meet up with the Iron Legion, who decides to take this area and mark it down of the Iron Legion, as they use the abandoned castle that was once home to a royal family and use it as a base of operations. So yeah, the people are given resources that the Midorian Empire can only give. So yeah, continuing on, Izuku then promotes Apollyon to military president, meaning she is actually in charge of all legions, and basically in charge of the head of the empire, while she is outranked by Izuku, who can basically deny any order she gives. So yeah, Izuku continues the march, has them continue the march, as they now are basically facing a large amount of troops that are enemy troops. Apollo calls in for reinforcements and cavalry. Izuku has the worker knights send in trained rhinos that should be heavy with plated helmets that Isekai calls Triceratops plates. Basically, being that of a 10 feet tall, 10 feet long, and 4 feet wide, 10 feet wide, and a 6 foot long shield that the rhinos carry on the head plates to make up as a barrier to basically protect the horses. So yeah, they send them in, and Pollen uses them for good use. But she does take one off of a black rhino, like a fully black rhino. As she gets some paint she gets non-lethal paint and puts it on her rhino, basically making symbols that represent the Blackstone Legion, and puts it in a forward charge, basically destroying the walls of the castle. That's a minute. The worker knights are doing a good job at this. Yeah, heavy metal, strong as well as light. As one of her knights pulls the head shield off, as they examine it, and it's basically a 5-inch thick metal, basically shielding them from basically almost anything. Okay, guys, so that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.